A dazzling, crystal-chandeliered grand ballroom fills with 300 elites in tuxedos and couture gowns. Suddenly, a sharp crack echoes through the room. A wealthy socialite lunges forward to strike a maid, but in a blur of motion, the maid sidesteps, locks onto her arm, and executes a fluid, textbook hip throw. The socialite goes flying through the air in her designer heels, crashing onto a velvet-draped table as champagne glasses shatter everywhere. Total, breathless silence descends upon the room, broken only by the gasps of the crowd and a heavy bass drop. Welcome back, storytellers. Before we dive in, drop a comment below and let me know, what city or country are you watching from? Today, we are exploring a world of hidden power, unmatched discipline, and instant, jaw-dropping karma. Have you ever watched someone arrogant underestimate the wrong person, only to find out too late that quiet people carry the deadliest storm? Hit that subscribe button, because this descent from high society pride to total humiliation is a masterclass in justice. The uniform and the invisible life. Soft, muted tones fill the room, focusing on a clean, neatly pressed black and white maid's uniform resting quietly on a wooden hanger. Meet Seo-yeon. To the wealthy elite of Seoul's upper crust, she is just another nameless face passing tiny appetizers at elite parties. People look right through her, as if she is made of glass. But beneath her calm exterior and the crisp uniform lies a formidable past, 8 years of intensive, elite close combat training and martial arts at a high-security tactical estate. Seo-yeon chose to walk away from that brutal world to seek peace, trading heavy combat boots for soft flats. She thought her fighting skills would never see the light of day again, until tonight. The discerning employer versus the cruel fiancé. A sleek, modern penthouse shines under the city lights. At the center of this grand estate is Min-hyuk, a handsome, self-made tech billionaire who treats his staff with absolute human dignity, a rare and precious thing in high society. He speaks respectfully to the workers, pausing to thank Seo-yeon directly for her hard work and sharp eye. But just a few feet away, his fiancée, Seo-yeon, is the exact opposite. She stands there rolling her eyes and snapping her fingers like a harsh tyrant. Arrogant, entitled, and deeply insecure, Seo-yeon views everyone beneath her own social rank as little more than subhuman furniture. She treats the hardworking household employees with casual, biting cruelty, making sure everyone feels small so she can feel big. The slow-burning resentment. A tense montage of subtle glances plays out across the grand rooms. Min-hyuk pauses during a busy afternoon to genuinely smile and listen to Seo-yeon's sharp organizational advice, respecting her mind and her dedication. But across the room, watching every move, stands Seo-yeon. Her expression twists with intense, ugly jealousy. Things take a truly toxic turn as Seo-yeon notices this quiet, mutual respect blooming between the billionaire and the maid. Whenever Min-hyuk values Seo-yeon's smart ideas or strong work ethic, Seo-yeon's face contorts with irrational rage. She burns up inside, unable to stand the harsh truth. Her billionaire fiancé looks at a humble employee with real respect and admiration, while looking at his own future wife with cold doubt. The escalation and direct threats. The simmering hostility finally steps out of the dark shadows. One afternoon, in a dimly lit, private marble corridor, Seo-yeon decides to strike. She blocks Seo-yeon's path, cornering the quiet maid against the cold wall. With pure venom dripping from her voice, Seo-yeon jabs a sharp, diamond-ringed finger violently into Seo-yeon's chest. She spits out arrogant warnings, loudly demanding that Seo-yeon remember her place at the bottom of the world. Seo-yeon sneers and threatens to have her instantly fired, promising to blacklist her name from every corporation in South Korea before the week is even over. But Seo-yeon does not flinch. She stands perfectly still and does not even blink, maintaining an icy, unnerving silence that rattles Seo-yeon straight to her core. The grand event and breaking point. The tension finally snaps back at the massive charity gala, where 300 elite guests crowd the brilliant hall. Expensive champagne flows freely, cameras flash from every corner, and the room hums with high society gossip. Seo-yeon is heavily intoxicated by a toxic mix of alcohol and pure jealousy. Her eyes scan the room until they land on Seo-yeon, who is standing gracefully near the stage while holding a silver serving tray. Fueled by her unchecked insecurity and burning rage, Cha-won completely loses control. She storms across the polished floor, shoves Seo-yeon violently with both hands, and raises her palm high into the air. She is ready to deliver a public, crushing slap across Seo-yeon's face to forcefully put her in her place right in front of the entire upper-class world. The flawless self-defense. The world seems to slow down to a crawl as the heavy, ring-adorned hand comes slashing down through the air. But Cha-won has made the gravest mistake of her life by completely miscalculating her target. Instead of cringing, freezing, or stumbling backward in fear, Seo-yeon's deep muscle memory takes over in a blinding flash. In less than a single second, she firmly roots her weight into the marble floor, intercepts the incoming attack with surgical precision, catches Cha-won's wrist, pivots sharply on her heel, and uses professional kinetic redirection. With effortless power and absolute grace, she harnesses Cha-won's own angry momentum, sending the elite socialite soaring completely through the air. Cha-won flies across the open space before landing flat on her expensive designer back with a heavy thud, suffering zero physical injury, but enduring the absolute, maximum destruction of her fragile ego. The unmasking and grandfather's verdict. Gasps erupt across the massive ballroom, followed immediately by a heavy, dead silence. 300 elite guests stand frozen in shock, unable to believe what their eyes have just witnessed. As Seo-yeon calmly stands tall and quietly adjusts her crisp uniform, the estate's wise, elderly patriarch steps out from the crowd. With a loud, commanding voice, the respected old man officially validates Seo-yeon's absolute restraint, pointing out that she used only enough force to defend herself without causing harm. He then turns his stern gaze to Cha-won and publicly exposes her long history of hidden cruelty and toxic behavior toward the hardworking staff. Min-hyuk looks down at Cha-won with absolute disgust, his eyes cold and completely unforgiving. Her fake, polished mask has finally been shattered into 1,000 pieces for the entire world to see. Disgusted by this public display of pure malice, Min-hyuk steps forward with purpose. He grabs Cha-won's trembling hand, rips the brilliant diamond engagement ring straight off her finger, and drops it into a glass of bubbling champagne. The ring sinks like a heavy stone, echoing through the silent room. Right then and there, in front of the entire high society elite, Min-hyuk loudly cancels the wedding and officially ends their relationship forever. The new foundation and moral resolution. Upbeat and inspiring music swells through the room as security guards step forward to escort Cha-won out of the grand ballroom in total, crushing disgrace. She pays the ultimate price for her endless cruelty, watching her high society dreams crumble into dust because she chose to look down on others. But Seo-yeon chooses a completely different and brighter path. Instead of returning to the shadows, she uses her newfound visibility and quiet strength to launch professional self-defense and empowerment initiatives for young women facing workplace abuse and mistreatment. Clear text overlays flash on the screen to inspire the audience, reminding everyone watching that true power does not come from a fancy title, a wealthy family, or an expensive designer dress. True power comes from deep personal dignity, emotional control, and knowing exactly when to stand your ground against those who try to break you.